Hello and welcome everyone, and today we're gonna be talking a little bit about on how I prep for the major tournaments such as regional special events and the upcoming EYC. So, the first thing I do is I check the data on both Limitless and playlimitless.com to check out which decks are played a lot, which decks have had some sort of success in the past in the format in which I am going to be playing. And yeah, I'm definitely checking out which decks are good, are gonna be viable, are gonna be played a lot. And regarding that data and regarding my personal experience with different decks, I choose a one or two, maybe even three decks that I would be testing from there on out. After that, I check out some of the deck lists for those decks. I check out what are the must-haves, what are some of the optional inclusions, exclusions in the lists, test out with the inclusions, without those inclusions, and so forth and so on. And after that, I test out those decks on the PTCGL, so the Pokemon trading card game live on the mobile app or on the PC. I test out all of the decks, I try them out, I see what works, what doesn't, and this year for the EYC, I started doing something else as well. I chose two decks, I'm not gonna spoil which two just yet, and I compiled a deck list for one and for the other. I compared the matchups and how comfortable I am with either of the deck choices, and then I started competing on online tournaments as well. And I've competed at two so far. I'm registered for a few more, and yeah, I'm gonna take those decks on the tournaments, the online tournaments, and after each round, I note down what was my opponent, what was my score, what I did well, and what I did wrong. So that looking back, I can go, what's the matchup for this deck against, I don't know, Terapagos Palkia? And I'm like, yeah, I played against it. I have to bench the Manaphy so he doesn't board wipe me with Greninja, for example. And yeah, that's one thing. Another thing is, after each tournament, after each day, I check out, okay, what was missing from my deck, what was wrong with the list, for it to not be even better. So I don't know, like an optional inclusion of a certain supporter, for example, in Dragapult, do I need two Badoos or can I switch one Badoo with, I don't know, Professor Turo's scenario? Or do I cut the Bidoos altogether and go with the Iron Thorns variant and such? And I just note down everything down and just check out the entirety of what was going on in the past week, all of the inclusions and exclusions that I've made, and like under the line, compile a new deck list of 60 so that the deck list is more and more optimal or optimized for my style of play for the big tournaments. So, okay. So once I have the deck list selected and the entirety of 60 compiled, there's been a few times that I was missing just like one or two cards, like a common card such as, I don't know, a fourth Buddy Puffin or one Manaphy or whatever. And yeah, sometimes my friends have it, sometimes they don't. But every time before the regionals, most of the times when we got there were already vendors there selling singles, selling the singles, and I was always going through them and checking out, okay, yeah, I need this one for this deck, awesome, I'm gonna switch with the higher rarity, so I'm gonna be able to deck search more easily, or I find cards for another deck that I have at home that I am testing for, I don't know, cups and challenges and such, and yeah, I go and take that single which is needed for the deck back at home. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching and catch you next time.